Argofont Book Review, Argofont Book Review. The book starts with the 6th graders getting a new homeroom teacher named Mr. Davis. He used to teach at an all-boys school, and everybody wonders what he's like. It turns out that Mr. Davis hates girls. He's openly sexist and demeaning, and the book is basically 90 pages of this guy being a huge jerk. Mr. Davis starts class by separating the boys from the girls. Then he assigns jobs. The boys get cool jobs like office messenger, play director, and spider smasher. The girls get boring jobs like plant watering, feeding the gerbil, and maid. That's right, the girls are forced to be maids. Their job is to clean up before and after class. Mr. Davis has only been teaching for 5 minutes, and already people want him to be fired. The class has a zoo trip tomorrow. Elizabeth organized a fundraiser so everybody could buy lunch there. Mr. Davis ignores this, and he orders the girls to make sandwiches for everyone. It takes him about an hour to do this chore, and Jessica gets revenge by making the teacher's sandwich extra disgusting. The book tries to redeem Mr. Davis here by saying he's not actively mean to the girls. He just ignores them all the time and never bothers to learn their names, and yeah, that's not making him into a better person. He forces the girls to get sodas for everyone, he forces them to clean up the boys' mess, but he does get everybody ice cream after the zoo, so okay. He's not 100% bad, just 99% bad. They study poetry in homeroom. The boys get an awesome poem about the American Revolution with themes about freedom and independence. The girls get a sing-song poem about fairies in the garden. The girls complain their poem is dumb, and Mr. Davis basically ignores them. The boys in the class start acting sexist too, and the girls hold a meeting to decide what are they going to do about this. Jessica comes up with a plan of acting out their girl stereotypes. That is, they're going to pretend to be helpless and dumb, they're going to wear dresses and giggle all the time. Yeah! They'll pretend to be stupid! That will prove they're not stupid! Predictably, the plan fails when Mr. Davis doesn't notice the difference. The class plays softball, and Mr. Davis is furious when the girls lose on purpose. He kicks all the girls off the team because girls can't play sports. On Monday, the principal comes to visit. The girls misbehave the whole time, but Mr. Davis is so used to ignoring them, he doesn't even notice. The principal tells Mr. Davis to keep his students in check, and Mr. Davis complains about the girls multiple times. How can I force girls to behave? You can't expect girls to behave. You can't expect girls to know things. He says stuff like this, openly discriminating against students right in front of his boss. I am amazed that Mr. Davis is not fired for this. The town council asks the school for input from the students. Mr. Davis says they get to vote on which 3 students will be picked. The twins play good cop, bad cop on Ricky Capaldo. This convinces him to stay home, so the girls have the majority in the class, and they're able to elect an all-girl committee. Mr. Davis is visibly annoyed that democracy works. Every class in school has to put on a skit. Mr. Davis puts the boys in charge, and they do an awful job. They mess up their script, their costumes, everything. They make the entire class look stupid. Once again, the principal gives Mr. Davis a stern warning to stop being sexist, but the principal doesn't actually do anything about it. We finish with the big softball game. The boys lose badly, and the game is so boring everybody starts to leave. Jessica's friends start a "We want the girls" chant. Mr. Davis reluctantly lets the girls take the field, and of course they turn the game around. Thanks to the girls, their team wins the championship. Mr. Davis is so impressed, he immediately stops being sexist. He apologizes to the girls for excluding them, and he takes them all out for pizza. So, the moral of the story is that sexism is wrong, and if you want boys to take you seriously, you have to be good at sports. Because sexism. The end. Post-book follow-up. At one point, the girls float the idea of telling their parents or another teacher about Mr. Davis. Obviously, they didn't do that because it would have ended the book at chapter 2. So they make a weak excuse. Their excuse is that, well, we can't tell anybody because then we would look like complainers. Here's a better excuse. The principal already knows about the problem, but he refuses to help solve it. Overall, this book is okay. All the chapters have the same basic storyline of Mr. Davis discriminates against the girls and they're sad. But there was enough variety to keep things fresh. Like they have the zoo trip and the play and the baseball and the student council thingy. Some reviewers complain that Mr. Davis was over the top in his hatred against women, which is true, but it fit the story and it worked just fine. I would have preferred a better resolution than the girls play sports, so Mr. Davis likes them now. But the book still has the good message that sexism is wrong and no girl should be forced to put up with it. And plus, I really like the fact that Jessica isn't a horrible person. I really like that. So, I give Sweet Valley Twins number 17, Boys Against Girls, a 7 out of 10.